love doing these shows. Hi everyone, welcome to the Sip and Spin. I am the Tipsy Spinster, and today we're gonna get a little fancy. In my glass is Recovery Noir, which is a light, balanced red from Prairie State Winery. And the sheep breed that we're going to talk about today is one that's shrouded in mystery. We do know that this particular breed most likely came up through Sicily and made its way to England before it came to the United States. And the unique thing about this breed is both the rams and the ewes are polled, which means they have horns. For those of you that have already guessed it, yes, I am going to be talking about Jacob sheep today. The Jacob breed is on the Livestock Conservancy's Shave 'em to Save 'em threatened category. And once again, the way that sheep are placed into their categories is by the number of animals that are registered each year. So let's talk a little bit about Jacob sheep. One of the reasons why I say that we're going to get a little fancy today is because I know this sheep. This is from, the fiber that I have here is from Miata. Miata is a Jacob ewe from Ironwater Ranch, and I was able to obtain her fleece through Darkside Shearing. If you've not had the opportunity to check out Darkside Shearing, please do so. Jake Valentine is a very accomplished shearer, comes from a long line of family shearers, and he does something a little bit different. He hosts live auctions. So not only do you have the opportunity to see him shear the sheep, but then you have the opportunity to bid on the fleece directly off the animal. So let's talk a little bit about the Jacob breed. Oh, so good. So Jacob fleece, as you can see, comes in a variety of different colors. So when we first get in and start looking at the lock structure, you'll notice that there are some definite blacks and whites. And one of the things that is so unique about this breed is each fleece has very specific lines of demarcation. So within one fleece, you can get true blacks, true whites, and kind of this piebald mix of gray. Now, I've already gone through and sorted this, so I'm not going to put the big fleece out. I'm just going to talk a little bit about lock structure, spinning, and some of the ways that you can work with Jacob fleece. So when we look at the lock structure, this is one of the lighter locks, and I'll pull out one of the darker locks. As you can see, it has a very long lock structure. This is raw wool. Jacob is another breed that does not have a high lanolin content. And here is one of the, I'm going to find a good one. Let me find a good one. Here is one of the white. And the white, you can see we've got some varying lengths. There are no breaks to this fleece at all. The black is a little bit longer, and ironically, it has a little bit of a different texture. This texture is a little bit smoother. It almost feels like it has a different micron count. I know it probably doesn't. It just feels that way. And the true white, it has a very distinct crimp to it. I am guessing this came from two different parts of the sheep. In fact, I'm sure it probably did. Here's a little bit better one. So the tip all the way down to the base, and as you can see, they're pretty similar in length. The nice thing is you can see the crimp structure on the white. And so there are a couple different ways to handle it. So in a raw fleece, you have the opportunity to wash all of the colors separately and then blend them, or wash and blend them all together when you comb or card. Jacob does well with carding, so if you have hand cards or a drum card, I carded all of the wool that I worked with, and what I ended up with, I separated out, and I didn't want to waste anything, so what you can see here, this is Miata, the grays and whites spun together. It is a simple 2-ply. I spun this on my Kromsky Sonata. Here are the blacks. And here are the whites. Now, again, I'm realizing, for those of you that are looking at it and you're looking at it and seeing there's quite a bit of variety in my consistency in the white. My black is a little bit more consistent. And one of the reasons for that is this is one of the first fleeces that I have ever processed from start to finish. And I'm realizing that within my processing, that's where I'm starting to get some inconsistencies in how I'm carding and preparing the bats. So that's something that I'm going to take a little bit more time and effort being aware of. I'm okay with it though, although I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with this yet, but I do like the variety that I'm getting. And I wanted you to be able to see the three very distinct colors. Now, the other farm that I want to talk about is Meridian Jacob. Meridian Jacob is located just outside of Sacramento, California, and they are very well known for their weaving, their roving. That farm is a leader in the industry of Jacob sheep breeding. And this roving, I really wanted to spend a little bit of time showcasing. This roving is a blend. It has both the black and white blended together, and I'll be spinning that up in just a little while. This came from a rescue sheep, and it's a wonderful story. Meridian Jacobs was contacted by a farmer who was no longer able to care for his sheep. He's somebody that got into the industry because he liked the look of the animals, but he wasn't really sure how to go about properly caring for them. When Meridian Jacobs got to the farm, they realized that these sheep had never been shorn. And this is where it's one of those things, if you follow Meridian Jacobs on their blog post, the owner and proprietor, Robin, talks extensively about the experience and getting those sheep sheared for the first time. It's quite an interesting story. I would challenge you to check it out. So, Meridian Jacobs is a fun breed. They're adorable, small, hardy sheep. Both the rams and the ewes are polled. They have beautiful horn structures. They're predominantly raised for meat, but the fiber that you can get from them is incredibly soft. It has a beautiful loft. I spun all three of these woolen, so it does have a little bit of an airier quality to it, and it creates a lovely wool. I highly recommend that you take the time to check out Jacob wool. It's a beautiful fiber, and I think it's incredibly versatile. You can do a lot with it. As always, thank you for tuning in today, and as always, happy spinning.